Good morning, teachers, distinguished speakers, and my young friends. Today's theme, the alchemy of the ordinary, resonates deeply with me because if life has taught me one lesson, it is that greatness is not found in extraordinary persons, but it is created by ordinary persons with extraordinary consistency. So, today I stand before you not as someone who always had clarity or confidence, but as someone who has walked through confusions, expectations, and moments of deep self doubt, just like many of you. And yet, in those ordinary moments, I have found that there are some ordinary traits which are powerful enough to change any situation, who can change any adversity into achievement. Today, in this talk, I am going to discuss six ordinary traits which are powerful enough to change any adversity into achievement. They have helped change my life, and I am sure that they'll help you as well. These traits are simple, accessible, human. So let's come to our first trait. This is the first trait: define your goal and keep showing up. Every journey begins with clarity, not the perfect clarity, but an honest one. There was a time in my life, some early phases in my life, when I had no real direction. You all must recognize that silent confusion where everyone seems to know where they are going except you. I felt pulled from all sides by the expectations of the society, voices of my well wishers, and then the weight of uncertainty. So one evening, overwhelmed, I wrote in my diary, I want to serve, I want to create meaning. It was not strategic, it was not something significant, but it was honest. And that honesty became my clarity. So at the age of 25, when I decided to prepare for civil services examination, the reactions of the world around me were full of concern and skepticism. Are you sure? UPSC is too tough. I mean, why at this age? Why don't you pursue your own line? And they were all true. But, friends, the clarity which was created by the honesty of my heart was quite powerful. I created my plan, I structured my days, I committed to my timetable, and then I began showing up every single day. Not because I was motivated, but I was committed. There were days when I wasn't brilliant, but I was consistent. And then slowly I realized that consistency created brilliance. So you all of you must have heard the line of J.M. Storm. Magic happens when you don't give up, even though you want to. I lived through this line. Every time I opened my books despite exhaustion, every time when I persisted, when giving up seemed easier, and then life responded slowly, then clearly, and then very powerfully. So, in this trait, I just want to say that clarity is created by the honesty of your heart. Consistency is created by the commitment, and persistence, the stubborn kind of persistence, invites the universe to meet you halfway. So, in the face of adversity, just keep taking those steps, however short they may seem. They will soon turn into strides that will beat your adversity. So, let's come to the second trait: stay positive and move on. Adversities often bring dark periods with them, and very rarely the turmoil of emotions that comes along with it gets recognized. While we mostly focus on our actions and consequences, we rarely pay attention to our emotional strength. Everyone recognizes dark phases, but everyone navigates through them differently. Few carry on and few get stuck. To deal with this, I would like to introduce you the second trait, that is the power of positivity. Positivity is not about pretending that everything is fine. Real positivity begins with emotional honesty. Understand your emotions, acknowledge them, acknowledge the reason behind them, and do whatever you can to make yourself feel better. Cry it out, talk it out, walk it out, or do whatever. Just don't get stuck. I believe that just like physical healing, our bodies have inbuilt mechanism for emotional healing as well. We just need to acknowledge and give it time and strength. As far as adversity is concerned, feel it, release it, and move on. So there were times during my preparation when numbers didn't match the sincerity of efforts which I was putting in. But over the time, I allowed myself to feel that disappointment completely. No pretending, no hiding. But once the emotional storm settled, I asked myself the question that rebuilt my courage. All right, what now? This is the real positivity. Not fake smiles, but the courage to shine again. There is a Japanese proverb, fall 7 times and stand up 8. I lived through it. So, this is the second ordinary trait, staying positive in the face of adversity, embracing and acknowledging emotional honesty. Feel deeply, release bravely, and then move forward gracefully. Then let's come to our trait number 3, stay disciplined and stay alive. Here we are going to talk about power of finding joy. So friends, now you have taken those steps. You have defined your goal. You are staying positive. You are staying disciplined and doing all the hard work. But here is the cardinal question. How are you going to sustain it? I mean, there are a lot of people who make clear goals, who do all the hard work, and yet some of them fail and some of them succeed. What is the difference? The difference is sustainability. So, here I would like to introduce you trait number 3, and you would be surprised. It is the power of finding joy. Discipline shapes your path, but joy fuels your journey. During my preparation, my routine was strict, but I kept my soul alive. I painted, I wrote, I read my favorite books, I took long reflective walks, I talked with my friends, and I did everything I could. These were not distractions, these were nourishments. I observed that every time I honored my hobbies, my mind sharpened, my focus deepened, and my creativity expanded. Science calls it neuroplasticity nowadays, but our ancient wisdom says this, keeping your spirit alive. Achievement, achievement disappears when joy is abandoned. Let your hobbies breathe life into your discipline, and that is how we are going to sustain this path. So that is trait number four, focus where it matters. I think it is the most important trait which every one of us has. Focus is the modern superpower. Remember this thing that in this age of distraction, focus is the thing that is going to give you edge over others. Nowadays, focus is rarer and in a way is more valuable than talent. During my preparation days, I realized one thing. If my phone was beside me, my mind was not. So next time, what I did, I placed my phone in another room and I saw that my productivity doubled. So, friends, focus is a habit, it is a discipline which needs to be cultivated. Nowadays, we all need gadgets for productivity. But while using them, we must keep in our mind that they are our tools of productivity. We don't have to become the puppets to the algorithm which is created by the gadgets nowadays. Remember this line: wherever focus grows, achievement follows. Guard it with everything you have. Concentrated efforts amplifies energies and transforms outcomes. Now let's come to the next trait: make peace with failure. So, friends, we have already talked about emotional honesty and staying positive in the face of adversity. But we are yet to talk about how to deal with failures as a process. To deal with failures, we will all have to cultivate a state of mind that fuels from failure, that sees failure as a starting point. And also, to deal with failures, to make peace with failures, you also must remember one thing: that you have to keep your faith alive. Your faith in yourself, your faith in Almighty, and your faith in the universe around you. There were days when the journey tested everything inside me. But over time, I started seeing failure as my mentor, as a method of course correction, as a feedback channel. I started believing in larger picture, where every one of us has enough opportunities, enough directions to pursue, and we can start at any age. See, when we start putting cap on something, we limit ourselves, and that things becomes more and more difficult to achieve. As human beings, we have endless opportunities, endless possibilities. We just need to cultivate that state of mind. When you start, when you stop fearing failure and start decoding it, you become unstoppable. Our next trait is value time and attention. I think it is the most uh, reiterated, it is the trait which is most being, repeated about. So now we have started showing up, we are doing all the hard work, we are staying positive as well, and we are doing everything we can. But if we don't give value to our time and attention, then it will become all useless. So, time is the most equal resource we have. All of us have equal time, but attention is the most unequal one. What matters is how much attention we are putting into our time. Today, I want to introduce you to a new model called time bank model. Every day we are getting 86,400 seconds, and those seconds are getting vanished at the midnight. Where are we spending it? Look within yourself. Nowadays, we are spending those seconds on mindless scrolling. So, what to do? Just add a monetary suffix behind those seconds. Now, imagine getting 86,400 currency notes every day, and those notes are going to vanish by midnight. How carefully would you spend it? So, look at time and attention by this perspective, and things will change. Seneca said, it is not like that we have very short time, but we waste a lot of it. Every yes to something trivial is a silent no to your dream. Your life, your time is your life, and your attention is your power. Use both of them wisely. So, enough about my preparation days. I'll give you some example from nowadays as well. So, nowadays, I have started measuring my tasks in the form of time. So, for example, a simple task is equal to 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of focused attention. A complex task is equal to maybe 3 to 4 hours of focused attention. And a more complex task may be 3 to 4 hours of focused attention of 3 to 4 people. And actually, it has helped me. It has helped my perspective. I have started seeing things differently. There are more positive change around me. So, friends, start giving value to your time and attention and make yourself precious. So, now something about the shadows of life. There will be moments when there will be a lot of darkness, the moments when nothing will make sense. But darkness is not the end, it is the incubation. Stars cannot shine without darkness. A seed must stay underground before it blooms. Diamond must form under pressure before it begins to shine. Look at your moments of struggle not as proof of failure but as signs of formation. Viktor Frankl said, "What is to give light must endure burning. Stay patient, stay sincere, your light is coming." So, friends, let's recapitulate those 6 ordinary traits which we discussed in this talk. First one is define your goals and keep showing up. We talked about clarity, which is created by honesty of the heart, consistency, which is created by commitment, and the persistence, which is going to give you everything. Then we talked about staying positive in the face of adversity and gaining emotional resilience. Then we talked about staying disciplined, but also power of finding joy and breathing life into your discipline. Then we talked about learning from failure. Then we talked about focus, and then we talked about giving value to your time and attention. So remember, you don't need to be extraordinary to begin with, but to become extraordinary, you must begin. Thank you so much for listening to me.